Okay, let's talk about one of the biggest, most important decisions you'll ever make, choosing a career. It feels like this giant winding road, right? How do you even know which way to turn? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down.
I mean, this is the question, isn't it? Our source material actually kicks off with someone named Ravi asking exactly this. How do we know which job suits us? It's such a universal question. We're all looking for that perfect fit, you know? A job where you don't just punch a clock, but one where you really, truly thrive.
So here's the good news. It's not just a shot in the dark. There's actually a framework for this, a method to the madness. It really boils down to understanding three key things about yourself and about the world of work. Let's dive in.
All right, part one. Let's start with aptitude. The simplest way to think about aptitude is, well, it's what you're naturally wired for. It's that raw, built-in potential you have from the get-go. And that word, potential, is absolutely crucial here. Aptitude is not about what you've already learned or mastered. Nope, it's all about your natural ability to pick things up and get really good at them down the line.
And this is a distinction we have to make clear. Aptitude and skill, totally different things. A skill, let's say learning to code or getting good at public speaking, that's something you develop with practice, right? But aptitude, that's the raw talent that makes learning that skill easier in the first place. It's like having a natural head start.
So you can see how this plays out in the real world. If you've got a high numerical aptitude, it makes sense that you might just crush it in finance or engineering. If you're naturally great with words, well, a career in law or writing could be your sweet spot. It's really all about connecting those natural strengths to the right kind of work.
So why does this matter so much? Simple. When your job plays to your natural aptitudes, you're setting yourself up for success. Things just click. It's not this constant uphill battle. On the flip side, if you go into a field where you have low aptitude, man, you're signing up for a whole lot of struggle and frustration. It's just going to be harder.
Okay, so that's aptitude. But that's only part of the story. Having potential is awesome, but it's not everything. You also need that fire in your belly, right? You need passion. And that, my friends, brings us to part two, interest.
Think of interest as your engine. It's that internal motivation, that curiosity that actually makes you want to get up and do the work. It's the I get to do this feeling that powers the I'm good at this of your aptitude.
And just like with aptitude, people's interests are all over the place. Maybe you're the kind of person who geeks out over scientific discoveries. Or maybe you get a real charge out of helping others. Taking the time to figure out what truly lights you up, honestly, it's a total game changer.
And don't underestimate how huge this is. You could be amazing at a job, but if you have zero interest in it, it's going to feel like a grind every single day. That's a fast track to burnout. But when you're genuinely, truly interested, that's what keeps you motivated. That's what makes the work feel like it actually matters. All right, so you've figured out what you're good at and you know what you love. Awesome. But now we need to talk about the final piece of this puzzle. Let's call it the reality check, because every single job out there comes with its own list of requirements.
Yeah, job requirements. These are basically the non-negotiables. The specific skills, the qualifications, the conditions you absolutely have to meet to even get in the door, let alone succeed. This is where the rubber really meets the road.
And these demands are all over the map. It's not always just about having a certain degree. For example, our source material mentions that to be a police officer, you need serious physical fitness, sure, but you also need incredible emotional control. Or, if you want to be a developer, you better know specific coding languages. You've got to be brutally honest with yourself about what the job actually demands of you. Okay, so we have our three big pieces. Aptitude, what you're good at. Interest, what you love. And job requirements, what the job demands. Now for the fun part. Let's put them all together and find that perfect sweet spot. This right here is the absolute core of it. True career success and satisfaction, it doesn't live in just one of these areas. It lives in that magical place where all three of them overlap. That's the goal, where your natural talent, your deep passion, and the real-world demands of the job all shake hands.
So, what's your action plan? It's pretty straightforward. Step 1, discover your aptitudes. What just comes naturally to you? Step 2, identify your interests. What do you actually get excited about? Step 3, do your research. Understand the real requirements for the jobs you're looking at. And then, step 4, find that beautiful overlap where success and satisfaction are waiting. And trust me, finding this balance is everything. If you ignore even one of these areas, you're probably headed for trouble. Think about it. A job you love but you have no aptitude for? You're just going to struggle. A job you're great at but have zero passion for, that's a one-way ticket to burnout city. It is all about finding that synergy, that perfect fit.
All right, let's bring it all home. What's the big takeaway here? Let's put this all together in one final clear blueprint. Here it is, as simple as it gets. Your aptitude shows what you can do well. Your interest shows what you like to do. And the job requirements show what you need to do for that role. The dream career? It's right there in the middle, at the intersection of can, like, and need.
And I want to leave you with this really powerful idea from the source material. It says, don't choose a career just to earn, choose one that lets you grow. You know, it's so true. It shouldn't just be about the money. When you find that perfect alignment of your potential, your passion, and what the job asks of you, you're not just clocking in anymore. You're building a life. So maybe the question we should be asking isn't just, what job do I want, but who do I want to become while I'm doing it?